Hey guys, this is the Nintendo Switch Weekend Review, where we'll cover all the new game releases, game announcements, and of course, anything that happened during E3. So with all that said, let's get started. This week we saw 3 releases, starting out with the Neo Geo port Sengoku for $7.99 available on the Nintendo eShop. This is basically your typical 2D side-scrolling adventure game. Then we saw that Digital Mighty Gunbolt Burst is available on the eShop for $9.99. This is another 2D side-scrolling action game that was previously available on the 3DS. And of course, this week's big release was ARMS, which we already had the test punch available to us for 2 weeks, so I bet most of you already got a chance to play. Moving over to the game announcements, I will try to cover the games that didn't get a lot of spotlight during E3 before we get into the big E3 reveals. Starting out with the news that we got from Chronicles, which is developing a game with Studio Saisensen, that First Blade Strangers, a Japanese fighting game, is coming to the Switch. This game will feature infamous characters from other series such as Code Princess, Cave Story, Kawaze, and more. Blade Strangers is created using a proprietary process where 3D character models are used and render individual animations and frames, which are then remastered into sprites, which are manually touched up by experienced 2D artists. Then the result is smoothed out and realistic animations where every single frame looks like a gorgeous anime illustration. We also got confirmation from Koei Tecmo that Winning Post 8 2017 and Champion Jockey Special, which are both jockey horse racing games, are coming to the Switch. Champion Jockey Special will actually include all the content from the 6 previous games in the series, so we're talking somewhere around 2,500 horses in 3 different game modes: Gallop Racer, G1 Jockey, and Custom Mode. There will be seasoned weather and all sorts of other goodies for those people who are definitely into horse racing. Then we got confirmation from Rayark Games, which are the guys who made Voaz, that Implosion Never Lose Hope is coming to the Switch. This is actually a mobile port of a hack and slash game with the same name that's already available on the Android shop. So my guess is, just like Voaz, this game will include all the content already in the game. Then we got confirmation that Rogue Trooper Redux from developer Rebellion is coming to the Switch. Redux starts the character Rogue from the comic series 2000 AD, who is a super soldier bred for killing. The new version of the game has been remade from the ground up with current gen quality material and higher resolutions geometry. Rogue's new look in Redux takes him back to the classic styles of the comic. Moving over to the E3 announcements, we finally got confirmation from Psyonix that Rocket League is coming to the Switch. They confirmed that the game will be releasing during the holiday season, and it would also include customizable items and cars that are somewhat Mario themed. They also did confirm that the game will offer cross-platforming online multiplayer with PC, Steam, and the Xbox One. And also touching a bit more on the cross-platforming news, we got confirmation from Mojang, the creators of Minecraft, that the Switch would also cross-platform with PC, Steam, and the Xbox One. The only one missing from this list, obviously, is Sony, who had some weird, wacky things to say regarding why they don't want cross-platforming on the PS4 with the other consoles, which interestingly enough led to Phil Spencer from Xbox during a Giant Bomb interview address the situation. I'll leave a link to the description below, and I highly suggest you guys check it out, because this is a very important development where some companies want to have cross multi-platforming online multiplayer and others do not. During E3, Ubisoft had 3 games to show for the Nintendo Switch, and they started out with Just Dance 2018, which of course is your typical Just Dance, get your groove on dancing game. Then they surprised us with Starlink Battle for Atlas. This is a space game where players will be allowed to create a team of starfighter pilots and directly control them in battle against the enemy known as the Forgotten Legion. We don't really know much about this game except some small gameplay, but other than that, it seems interesting. They also seem to be wanting to incorporate toys attached to the controllers / Joy-Con. It's a little weird, but it's something Ubisoft would do. And of course, as if we didn't already know, we finally got real confirmation that Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is coming to the Switch. This will be a tactical RPG, basically reminiscent of XCOM, which is really interesting. Obviously, if you're already seeing gameplay of it, it looks gorgeous, and I cannot wait to play this. Then Nintendo decided to show us their first party game announcements, starting out with a co-op adventure platforming Kirby game. This time he's not alone, recruiting enemies and hitting them with hearts to gather helpers for a party up to 4 4 characters, and on top of that, you can join up with 3 friends for different kinds of team-up action. Then Nintendo decided to follow that up with another co-op adventure platforming game, but this time it was Yoshi's turn. This game is actually being made in Unreal Engine 4, and each course offers both main path and a hidden path. You can go from the back or from the front, in different views and surprises. This lively art style looks like a miniature diorama and enjoys simultaneous 2D player action. Then we got confirmation from the president of the Pokemon company that a mainline Pokemon game is finally coming to the Switch. That's it. That's pretty much all we know. It's still exciting to know that finally a Pokemon is gonna be on a console, and we'll probably officially see it revealed and named during next E3s or during their pre-E3 Pokemon Direct, just kind of like the one that they did this year. And finally, the news that have traveled across the globe and back, Metroid Prime 4 is officially announced for the Switch. Metroid Prime 4 returns to the first-person adventure roots of the original Metroid Prime game and introduces a new storyline that ties together the events of the Metroid Prime universe and takes the storyline in a new direction. That's all for the game announcements we got this week. As far as my opinion on Nintendo's E3, basically I'm really excited that we got confirmation that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors, along with Skyrim, are still all coming this year. We hadn't seen none of these 3 games since they were revealed back in January, and some people were definitely starting to get nervous. I myself was one of them. A second worry that was put to rest is the notion that the Switch would not be able to compete in the same graphical space as with the other consoles. We all saw that the games being built from the ground up for the Switch look stunning. There's no issue with resolutions, there's no issues with frame rates. All of that is being put to rest, and that is really a good thing. And lastly, I'm just excited to have confirmation that the first year on the Switch will be a very strong one. Now I'm actually looking forward to Tokyo Game Show in September to see what third-party Japanese developers have to offer for the Switch. So with all that said, thank you guys again for watching, and come back next week for another weekend review. See ya.